your horror movie podcast.
Welcome back, Hackstab Slash. Are you ready to get into Fear Street? I know I'm ready to get into Fear Street. Justin?
I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's go.
All right. So here in Massachusetts, it's been a very, very rainy couple of days. And with rain comes rainbows. Correct, Justin?
Correct. And sun.
So where do rainbows go when they get in trouble?
Where?
To the prism.
Come on. I'm sorry.
All right, Justin, were you an RL Stine kid as a kid?
I read a couple. I did like them though, but I wasn't like a super fan.
No, you weren't a super fan. You were too busy just banging that head to friggin' punk music and raging against some kind of machines.
Exactly. I couldn't sit still enough just to sit and read all the books.
Have you seen this before?
Yes.
All right.
I have.
That's all we need to know because I've seen it before too.
Let's go.
I'm like dumb excited to jump right into this. So if you don't mind, I'd love to jump into this because I don't know if you knew this, but it began as a prank and ended in murder. Fantastic choice, if I do say so myself. Heather loves the book. It's called The Wrong Number. And instantly I was like, is this where Scream came from?
Yeah, right.
Almost as much as, dude, she loves this book. In my notes, I have almost as much as Justin loves ashwagandha.
Dude, I'm drinking all my subs right here. Let's go.
Let's go. Stay healthy, be healthy, healthy mind, healthy everything, healthy life, healthy way to go.
Yes.
But you know what's trash? This lady's opinion, because she says this book is low key horror, just garbage, and she's only buying it for her stepdaughter. And then just like that, we see the Shady Side Mall is starting to close. Cue the 9 Inch Nails song, Closer. I already love this. This is giving me like this is Fear Street 1994, and the 1994 vibes are heavy.
So good, dude. The second that song kicked in, I was like, "Let's go."
The mall goes dark now, and we get a phone call from Ryan, and he doesn't have the wrong number because he wants to talk to Heather. And shortly after their conversation starts, I think it's maybe one word in, the phone line goes dead. Ryan sneaks up later on, and he scares the bejesus out of Heather, but offers an orange Julius of all drinks as a peace treaty. We're 3 seconds into this movie, Justin, and between the music, the neon colors, the bookstore, the Spencer's Wannabe store, the orange Julius, the gigantic food court with those goddamn chairs, take me back, please.
Seriously, man.
Even if I got to deal with a maniac.
Right.
So Heather's wrapping up now, and she wants to go home. And I love that this is an RL Stine movie. And in the bookshelf, we can see her setting up a display of Stephen King books.
Right? Awesome.
Heather almost gets stabbed while she's doing this, and she comes face to face with the skull-faced killer. But surprisingly, books do save lives, Justin.
They do.
She's off and running now through the mall, screaming for Ryan to come be her savior. She even manages to get out a 911 call, but all she says is, I'm at the Shady Side Mall. She doesn't do any more than that. And the skull-faced killer turns out to be a little too much for her wits as he slices her right in the abdomen. Oh, that was gut-wrenching.
Let's go. That was good.
Somehow, though, she does get away, and the cat and mouse game continues. She gets the jump on him, and she hits him over the head with a 1994. Got to remember this, Justin. She hits him over the head with a goddamn lava lamp. With a lava lamp, bro.
Oh, man.
She is off and running again, and she is startled by a trail of dead bodies as she sprints across this food court, only to get knifed in the back. She's then flipped over and stabbed in the front, and she has just enough strength to peel back this mask to reveal our skull-faced killer is actually Ryan. And Ryan does not look healthy at all. He looks like he's a walking corpse. His lips are all chapped. I'm pretty sure his eyes are black. He looks infected with something.
Doesn't look good.
It was a very good reveal without giving his whole face, because you don't see his whole face because he's still got the hood on. And just before he can finish her off, he catches a bullet right between the eyes. But boom! Down goes Ryan, and sadly, Heather does not make it. These opening credits, Justin,
yeah,
are simply just a work of art.
No, it is. Dude, this whole opening,
Oh
everything
my
was,
God.
dude, the movie, like, it was like, it gave you were into action within like a minute of just awesome stuff right here.
Dude, the opening 7 minutes, credits included, of this
Hmm.
movie are better than the closing 25 minutes of most horror movies out there.
No, this was awesome. It jumped right
Like,
into the action. It set the mood so fast with the music. The credits were badass. The setting, this is awesome start.
and I love the choice style he uses for these credits because it gives me like very Game of Thrones,
Hmm.
because if you sit there and you digest these opening credits and pay attention, it
Yeah.
tells you an entire
Dude,
storyline
this is
right
there's
in
a
front of
whole
your
story of
face.
showing all the different pictures and everything and like just tracking everything and yeah, it's really
And
cool.
even like the news reporter that's like talking in the back, like underneath the background music, he
Hmm.
gives off little like tidbits that give you the instant sense of how diverse and how separated Shadyside and Sunnyvale are from each other. Even though they're neighboring towns and they do a
Yep.
lot together, they're polar opposites, and it's like they just do not get along.
Not friendly.
A great way to do it too, because if you're listening, you already have that sense, and you already know what's coming every time these two towns
Hmm.
meet up. So we see the next morning and we meet our girl Dina. She's writing an angry note to her ex Sam. Justin, garbage is playing while this is happening,
Mhm.
tickling my soul from the inside, bro. Just
Right?
warming my core right now. I am
Oh,
so here for this.
love it.
Her little brother Josh reminds me of me.
Josh is
This
awesome.
this dude is downstairs in the basement. He's got his little makeshift fort going on,
That little
and he's in an AOL chat room about the Shady Side murder that had just taken place at the mall. They even start to mention, and they go back and forth, kind of like tit for tat. They start to mention all these murders that led up to this, like, oh, just like this one, just like that one.
Mhm.
And then Dina comes up out of nowhere and she destroys his fort, and he gets pissed. She rips these headphones off his head and he's like, these aren't yours to begin with. And he's like, it's not like you were ever going to use them again. Obviously, they're Sam's because she's making a breakup box.
Yep.
They start to pick a hardcore back and forth, just like brother and sister. And we find out, dude, Josh is full blown obsessed with everything to do with Sarah Fuhr.
Oh yeah.
He's got this whole string theory, red string, but I don't know if I'm using the right words. I think string theory is the right one, maybe.
Yep. I think you're right.
He's got a whole detective board just dedicated to her. He's got news articles, just clippings, internet printings, everything. Jesus. You want to step this up, Justin? You want to dial this in with me right now?
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, because I need your machine to just get in your head. All right.
Okay.
Because
Yep.
there is nothing like Machine Head blasting as
Right.
you enter high school. I wrote Machine Head, exclamation point, goths outside ripping butts before school. Granted, I was more with the skater crowd. Bro, take me back to the good old days when a boy could just walk down the hall fawning over a girl that he has like the just passion and burning inside of his heart for. And his sister, she could kind of do the same thing, just in the opposite, because she's angry
Hmm.
and she's currently heartbroken. Dina and Kate now head to the bathroom where Simon is waiting to greet them with a wicked Sarah Fior chant. Simon and Kate think it's just playful banter, but this actually kind of pisses Dina off, and she's just not having it. She does ask Kate to give a box of stuff back to Sam, the breakup box from earlier, and she's like, "Nah, no, thank you. I'm not getting in the middle of y'all like, ex relationship stuff. You're not putting me there." She's like, "Just give it to her tonight." And she's like, "Well, I quit band." She's like, "We used to have a uniform, so just wear it, show up, give her the box, and leave." She's like, "Okay, I guess you can do it." This gymnasium talk, I don't know if you got this feeling, but it reminded me of Dark Harvest. And for some reason, in these like, take me back kind of movies, every time there's a high school scene and the coach starts talking to like the band, the cheerleader, the football players, and all that stuff, it like instantly hooks me because I'm like, all right, this is real high school themed right now. Like, I
Oh
love
yeah.
this.
Yep.
Justin, what song plays absolutely perfect as Dina enters the bus?
What song was playing? I forget which. There was so
You
many good songs.
think I'm
Oh yes, they
loco?
had Cypress Hill there too. Yes, I was gonna say there was,
Cypress Hill,
dude,
bro.
the whole soundtrack. Like I was gonna say, like every song in this movie was
I've
so
got a
good.
side note. I was like, this whole scene with Dina getting on the bus in her band uniform while Cypress Hill plays might be, hot take, my favorite scene in the entire trilogy right now.
Oh shit! Damn.
I'm talking murders, like revealings, like
Yeah.
twist, everything. This
Yep.
scene, I was just like, ooh, like I could rewind it, watch it like 10 times and not get bored of
Mm.
it. We're at the football field now, and the mayor of Sunnyvale is giving a speech about something that happened in Shadyside. Wouldn't you have the Shadyside mayor giving this speech? Or
It's kind
maybe
of
up there with him? I don't
weird.
know. It literally only takes you 1 second to see that there is a clear divide between the lack of caring and respect between these two towns. And it's showcased by the camera coming from above and going right up the 50-yard line. And we see one side is all blue and one side is
This
all red.
literally split
I'm,
right down the
I'm
middle.
just floating this out there, bro. If they like to mix this shit into horror all the time, but if that's not a statement about political divide, I don't know
Hmm.
what is. Red and blue, left and right.
Right.
Dina sees Sam in the distance, and she's already got a new boy toy. So Dina opts for Plan B, Justin, because Plan A was to give her stuff back,
Hmm.
and Plan B, great band, is just to light that shit on fire and call it a day, right?
Yep.
But
Hmm.
Sam shows up just in time, and Dina just goes, "Here, here's your shit back," and they start to hash things out. And if you ask me, right now, the way they're talking to each other, I feel like Dina's just strongly overreacting, and Sam's just trying to live her best life. Like it's not her fault. Her parents got divorced, and she had to move a half an hour down the street.
Seriously, it's not that bad.
Dina was like, "No, it's the end of the world. Like fuck you, you
Yep.
betrayed me." It's just a full blown argument. And just as their argument reaches its heights, we see Sunnyside and Shadyville get into a full blown fist
Pushing.
fight. Back on the bus now, and Kate, after getting hit in the face, is firing everybody up. Peter and his buddies put on skull face masks, which is just that poor taste.
Right.
Right off the rip, I was poor taste. But they do this to chase down the goddamn school bus. Like you got balls, bro. And not only are they chasing it down and flashing their lights and beeping their horns like it's some sort of like urban legend thing going on right now, they're throwing, I think, bottles. It looks like bottles of vodka.
Yeah,
I
so
say
it is.
bottles
It
of
was
water,
some
but
kind of
they're shattering. They're
yeah,
in
some kind of
glass.
glass bottle.
And I'm just, my head is like, all right, what is your end game right now? Because what do you think? The bus is going to pull over and stop, and you're going to fight an entire bus full of kids?
Yeah, they probably should have thought this out a little better.
They're pissed. So Dina and Kate open the back door and they get ready to dump Gatorade on this car. All right, I get it.
Hmm.
You're fighting, liquid with liquid. Okay, but in the middle of lifting this up, Dina gets a nosebleed, and then they lose grip on the entire Gatorade cooler, and this thing comes careening out of the back door, and it causes this dickhead Peter's cherry red Beamer to go screaming off the road and crashes. We do see Sam crawls out of this wreckage into some heavy ivy stuff. Justin, do you know what this is? I mean, you're an outdoorsman.
I am. I don't know what the hell that was.
It
It
almost looked
was
like just red moss.
yeah, it was like I was gonna say that was like thick mossy kind of shit.
And she reaches up and she's bleeding from the nose too. But just as she puts her hand back down, it's
Uh-oh.
like she's feeding this
Uh-oh.
stuff her blood. And she gets a string of visions from Sarah Fier. Dina does snap her out of it, trying to like see if she needs help. And Simon shows up and he's trying to be overly helpful. And he's trying to convince them, he's like, hey, I got this. I got this. We got to clear your airways, bro. She's breathing just fine.
Right? Yeah, clear what the
Yeah. And he's like asking her for confirmation. He's like, you're good, right? Like, I got this. And she's just like, what? And then she just
huh?
throws up blood all over him. And he's like, I don't got this.
Nope.
Cops show up, though, and they go to ask everyone questions. And I was shocked at all their responses, Justin, because every one of these kids keeps their mouth shut and just
Yep.
calls it an accident. But I love Simon because all these kids are like, yeah, it was an accident. I don't know what you're talking about. And Simon's like, fuck you, pig.
Dude, Simon is so funny.
I love it. Almost a full 24 hours later, and Josh is giving Dina the ninth degree because she has slept all day. She's got to get out of bed. She's got to clean up around the house. And she's even going to try and call Sam at some point at the hospital just to check in on her. And right now, I'm starting to feel bad for Dina because Sam's mom answers the phone and she scolds her. I mean, she straight up
Yeah.
unloads on this chick before hanging up on her. She's like, my daughter's fine, thanks. Don't ever come around again. Okay, bye.
What a bitch.
The doorbell's ringing while this is going on, and Josh is just downstairs. I think he was listening. Was he listening to Rob Zombie?
Zombie was on.
Yes, let's go. And so Dina ends up opening the front door, and she sees this guy in the skull face mask, and she calls Peter a dink. She's like, this shit's done. Like, you're not scaring anyone. So she ignores it. She goes back inside. And when she goes out back, she looks out the window and she sees him again. And this time he's flashing a knife. Like, he's showcasing, like, I got something for you. She's like, fuck this. So she grabs a knife and she goes outside to confront him. And just like that, dude, he's gone.
He gone.
Vanished.
And so it was Iron Maiden. He was listening. This song
Iron
was
Maiden. That's what it was.
Maiden.
Yes.
That's Zombies later on. This was Iron Maiden.
We see Kate is an absolute master delegator right now. You cannot tell me she doesn't, because she's got these twins sorting out her drugs so she can sell them. She's even got Simon folding clothes for her, and she's bitching at him because the colored socks don't match.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, I know you love a movie inside of a movie. What's Simon watching right now?
Shit, what the fuck was he watching?
I'll give you a hint, bro. He's throwing some chum in the water.
Was he watching Lake Placid?
Dun it.
Jaws.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Someone breaks into the house, though, and they are tearing through the front, like just ripping everything apart. Kate calls him out, and we see that it's the skull face guy. Simon pulls her back for a second, like, yo, this isn't a good idea. And when they look back, dude, he is gone again. Kate now pawns her babysitting duties off to Mrs. Lane next door. Kate is also going to head over to Dina's house, and she is pissed. She's explaining everything that's happened, and they still believe it's Peter trying to pull a prank. So they decide, enough is enough. And it's a good idea. We're going to go to the hospital, and we're going to set Sam straight. And by setting Sam straight, she can set Peter straight, because that makes sense.
Yep.
Visiting hours are over, though. And of course, Kate, the master delegator, she's got an in at the hospital. And she goes, tell Nurse Betty she's got a patient. And instantly we see some dude walking in a full pink nurse's outfit. His name is Eddie, but he scratched a B into the front of his name tag, calling himself Betty.
Let's go.
I'm assuming this is clearly her drug dealer, because he drops like, bananas and raspberries have gone missing. And she's like, no, we just want to see a patient. And he's like, all right, come with me. He brings Dina to Sam's room. And once again, they are hashing this out. Peter shows up and he walks in, and now all three of them are just going at it. And they are just ripping each other to shreds. That is until someone decides to rip Peter to shreds by sticking a knife. It was like through his back and out his gut. Yep. And it's the skull-faced killer. The girls take off running now, and it is game on in this hospital. And the only one that could do it better is Michael Myers. His hunting grounds are now in full effect. This skull-faced mask killer is just leaving dead nurses and doctors everywhere. These girls go hide, and Betty walks. Betty the drug dealer. Walks in, sees them, and they instantly look at him and they're like, shh, like, don't say anything. And he sees the skull face killer, and before he can get a word edgewise, this dude sticks a knife not only into his Adam's apple, but like up and under, and then through his fucking tongue. He made him a head skewer.
Yep.
The only thing he was missing was some vegetables to go with that meat.
Seriously. Kate
being the resourceful one, though, because she has been clutch this whole movie at every turn, Justin. Simon can't find his car keys. Where are my car keys? I don't know where my car keys. He's asking Josh. He's like, do you have my car keys? No, why would he?
Why would he?
Kate goes, we'll go steal an ambulance, because they always have the keys in them. They are always running. They're always full of gas and always ready to go to any emergency out there. And then we see Dina and Sam trying to make a run for it. But Dina, she gets like mixed up with the skull-face killer, and she pulls off his mask. And we see that it's Ryan, the kid who took a bullet in the dome piece earlier and is dead. But somehow he's alive enough to get up and be hunting them down. Holy shit, this movie just escalated from like creepy possessed killers to
Yeah.
undead killers.
Yep.
Like we are on some Jason Voorhees level type shit right now.
Dude, life comes at you fast, man.
Yeah, and then you're running and screaming.
Yep.
Both girls are now filing a police report at the station, but dipshit cop number one does not believe them. So they get Sheriff Good. He comes over to take over and he's mocking them just as much. He's like, "Oh, Ryan's the killer, this one?" And he slides them a picture. They're like,
Shows the
"Exactly."
picture.
And
Yep.
he's like, "Oh, well, here's the dead picture of Ryan because he's dead." And they're like, "Yeah, well, he's up and walking around right now." And he just goes, "So is he like Dawn of the Dead dead or like Night of the Living Dead dead?" And all I have in my notes is, "You're an asshole."
Such a dick.
Such a dick. Dipshit cop number one comes back and he actually throws these girls out of the station. But Dana was being sneaky during this encounter and she actually takes his gun because he's a dipshit cop number one.
Yep.
Simon is off taking a piss all by himself. Horrible idea in a horror movie, buddy. Do
Yeah,
you
just
not
don't do
know
it.
any of these rules? He hears a sad girl singing in the distance, so he goes to check on her. Horrible idea number two.
Can we
Yeah, red flag. Go
red
two of
flag?
them, Justin.
Yeah, we got two. We got there we
Yeah,
go.
you
We're
don't go
throwing
to the
all flags
bathroom
away.
alone, and then you don't go investigate noises alone.
Especially someone singing like that. Like, what the?
When he goes to check in on her, this chick slices his leg, virtually crippling him so he can't run away. And she's giving him a real run for his money. She even slices him in the neck. No throat cuts. She just gets him really good. But before she can finish him, though, Dina puts a few bullets into her. And while they're running away, we can see this chick sit up and almost fully regenerate. Like nothing ever happens.
So creepy.
We're all back at Dina's house now, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And all Simon keeps saying is, "I don't know, man. She was hot. She was just really hot. I went over there to see if she was okay, and she was really hot. And then she started stabbing me, but she was really, really hot."
Love it.
Josh figures it out, though, while they're talking. He realizes the girl was Sarah Fuhr's victim. Her name was Ruby Lane. She sang an old-timey song while she murdered her boyfriend, then she murdered her friends, and then she slashed her own wrists to take her own life. This happened about 30 years ago in 1965. This sends Josh down an absolute rabbit hole. And if you're listening, RL Stine and Netflix, I'm A-okay with getting a single movie for every one of these. I know we've got 3 and a 4th one on the way.
So we got a lot.
We've got the Skull Mask Killer, which we're experiencing right now. We've got 1978's Camp Nightwing. We've got 1950's The Milkman. 1935, The Humpty Dumpty Killer. 1922, we get Billy Barker. 1904, we get Grifter Guts Girls. And when you saw this, Justin, did it not remind you of The Burning?
Oh, 100% reminded me of that.
Just the way he was like killing them in, I think it was a lake.
Yeah.
It looked like he had the garden shears too.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That was my first thought was, oh my God, The Burning.
Same.
This list goes on and on and on and on. I could go on and on about going on and on, but I'm not going to go on and on about going on and on because I've said on and on too many times.
There's a lot
so
of
we're going to move on from being on and on. It goes all the way back to the pastor from 1666. And he would kill kids and gouge out their eyes right into Justin's turn because they can't stand looking at this motherfucker wearing sunglasses at night or in a dark room.
There we go. I was saying night. All right.
I was like, night. Wait, no, it's still in the afternoon.
Still afternoon. All right. So anyway, yeah. So as they're trying to figure this out, we do see Sam and Dina. They have a nice little moment. They're talking things over, and Josh breaks up and he's like, "Look, this all is Sarah Fear. Is that how you say her name? Fear? Fear? Sarah Fear." He basically says like 1666, she was hanged for witchcraft, and he starts saying like the nursery rhyme and everything, and says how her cut off cursed hand is to keep a grip on the land, and how this whole entire land, it all happens with the witch's curse. And she is possessing people, and she is the one that is causing all of this. As he is telling this, though, Sam comes in and says, she drops the bombshell. "I saw her. She comes in and says, basically, I saw the witch. And the kids now, they decide to go back to the crash site and they are going to retrace their steps. So they drive there and everything. And right away, like they're going through the moss and everything. They find chains. And not only chains, they find like a lock. And the lock literally says fear. So holy shit, like this is it. And what else is all this lock stuff? It's her freaking skeleton. And Simon right away is like, oh my God, like we
Hasn't
start
she been there for 300 years?
dude, it killed me that they went there and just found it like right away. Like, oh my God, here it is.
No digging, no nothing.
nothing, like right there. And they're like, oh my God, like we disturbed her grave, like that's what's going on. And like, and I love Simon's just like, can't we just like undisturb it? And like starts like trying to like put it back and everything. And as this is happening, though, we see Sam like her nose bleeds, and as she touches the bone, same thing. She gets a crazy vision and everything again. She gets like all that stuff keeps hitting and everything. As this is happening, you hear something, and holy shit, the henchman is after them. We get like the camp killer, who literally looks like Baghead Jason from like
I'm
Friday
gonna go
13th
ahead
Part
and
2.
float this out there though.
Yeah, what do you
His
got?
burlap sack mask
Yeah.
is a lot better than Jason's.
It is. So Camp Killer runs towards him. He goes right past him and goes right towards Sam, and he swings and he misses. They all run, and thank God they narrowly escape. And as they're driving away in their little ambulance and stuff, they realize, like, holy crap, like, no, they're not after us. Like, they want Sam. And then they're trying to piece it together, like, well, wait, well, they came to this house this time. Like, how come they were after you? And they realize Simon, like, holy crap, he's got the blood. He's still wearing the same damn shirt that's got her blood when Sam puked all over him. And the other people, like Dina's got blood on her shoes. Like they all have like her freaking blood all over them. So they're like, holy crap, that's what's going on here. As they're driving away, we also see the cop, dipshit cop. He's at the hospital. And he says how he sees like all the dead bodies there. And then he actually walks into the street and he sees the blood all over the street where Ruby was. And he actually grabs like Ruby's necklace and like holds up the necklace. Now the kids they all decide to go to the high school. It is plan time. They need a shower, they need a change, they need to get all that damn blood off them, and they're gonna do a bait. They basically say like Sam's gonna be bait. We have this incredible plan. They're gathering like all this different chemicals and all this different things that they're gonna burn. So now everyone goes and they shower and they change, and we see Josh and Kate. They have a nice little moment and everything. We see Sam and Dina. They're together. They have a nice little moment. They actually, they're starting to make out, and the moment's starting to get all ready. Everyone comes out. You want to talk about Simon, right?
Dude, I love Simon so much.
I didn't even write this down, but we can cover the side. So,
Because he instantly pieces everything together. He's like, wait, did you two? You did. And she was like, relax. It's not even past first base.
Yeah.
And then Sam and Dina come out and he's like, oh my God, you did too?
Yeah, he's like, did everyone go to Pound Town or something?
Like, everyone went to Pound Town? And they're all looking at him and he's like, me too.
Yeah, he literally says, me too. And
we don't need to know you jerked off.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't even going to cover that, but of course, you wouldn't let me go past
instantly, dude. I saw this and I was like, Justin's got another dick moment.
Yeah, I was skipping over that. But anyway, so now after that awesome little great character building scenes, there's some really good, cool scenes in between, like all the chaos. And now it's plan time. They got all those clothes, they got all the blood and everything, they got the janitor bucket. They mop a trail of blood from the entrance all the way into the bathroom. And they got it all ready and everything. You see Sam, she goes in there. Everyone else is kind of like just hiding on the sides. And it is working. We hear singing. We see Ruby is in there with her knife. We see Skull Mask is in there. We see Camp Killer is friggin' running. It is working. They all basically end up running into the bathroom. And as soon as they go into the bathroom, we see Sam. She actually escapes through the vents. They shut the door. They got this thing roped off. They jam them all in there. They're all trapped.
Dustin, I would have shit my pants several times if I had to stand there and let three undead maniacs who are trying to kill people run right by me.
Just follow a trail.
Yes, I know they are hunting Sam, but in my head, I'm going to be like, all right, this plan could work. And then the second they start charging, instantly I'd be like, then why did they kill so many other people? I'm next.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Just it'd be terrifying. Like, I would die. And anyway, like, they're all in there. They're trapped. They torch them. This thing is burning. It is working. Thank God. Let's go. We think it's all over. Is it over? It's not over because we see in like the next minute that these effing things start to like regenerate. and like Terminator style. They're like
I was just gonna
morphing.
say,
It's
cue the Terminator
yeah,
music, bro,
cue
right now.
Terminator. You see like they're like melted liquids and like they are morphing back. Holy shit. So we see they all run to a room. They're gonna piss now because I mean, there's just like, especially Kate. Kate starts to lose it. She is so pissed. She's like, Sam has got to go. Like they start arguing. They're like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "This is ridiculous. Like they're just gonna keep on coming. We're gonna get killed in this. Like we're not even the one that works. Wants Sam is." You can see people aren't really happy with this plan at all. Like, whatever. We're not gonna like leave her. But Sam's like, no. Like Sam just walks out into the hallway, shuts the door, sacrifice time. Like, and we see it's the camp killer charges right friggin' at her. But as this is going on, the guy's running at her. We see Josh, like, there's like newspapers about like the killings and everything, and he reads a newspaper clip. It says survivors saw a witch, and you see he's like, oh my God, there's another way. Like, if this person saw the witch and survived, like maybe Sam. So they're like, oh my God, pull Sam in. They pull her in, narrowly escaping friggin' Axeman psychopath. And now, I mean, dude, they're all in the room again. The killer is smashing through the door. They're like, look up the survivor. They're looking her up to call her right. They friggin' call her right there. Of course, like she doesn't answer. They're leaving a message like, "Help us! The killer's right here. You saw the witch. Like, for the love of God, please!" Like, what a
Leaving a
wild voice.
message.
Yeah, what a they leave a friggin' voicemail. And obviously she didn't answer, so they escape. They narrowly escape. They jump out the window. They friggin' run, and they also before that they realize, oh my God, like, well, the survivor died, but they did CPR and was brought back to life. So they were like, oh my God, like that's how. And Sam's like basically like, all right, well, I'm dying tonight sometime anyway, so like we're gonna figure this out. As they're driving on to the next stop, we do have a quick scene of the cop, and he is sliding a note under someone's door, and it's like a handwritten note that says, "It's happening again." Where do these kids go? We see grocery store. Let's go. We know Sean loves a good grocery store and horror movie, so
Oh, absolutely. The intruder in this movie is phenomenal.
exactly. So they're all there now, and they're coming up with a plan. They are gonna overdose Sam with all the drugs and the pills that they have, and then they're gonna
Wait, is this Smile too?
yeah, and then they're gonna resuscitate her. I know, right? And
Is this taking place in a Pizza Hut?
right, seriously, in New York somewhere. So basically, they give her a whole. They have three piles of pills. They explain it to her. Look, you gotta take these pills, and you gotta wait 5 minutes before that one. Then you gotta take this pile of pills. You can't screw it up. And they got all the shots of adrenaline. They're like, don't worry, we're prepared for this. We are gonna shoot you back to life. We'll be all split up. We're gonna be watching. It's all gonna go good.
Yeah,
So
we're about 20 years away from Narcan even being thought of, so don't mess this up.
yeah, so don't screw this up because there is no Narcan. So okay, so here we go. So we see Kate gives Josh a nice old smooch, so he's feeling good about himself, and they start splitting up. And Simon, they all start going to their places. We see Sam; she takes pile one, and you can tell she's starting to get a little effed up already. And we see Diener is like helping her take more. But as this is, and it's really good suspense in this whole scene too. I really like how it's shot because you see like everyone like they look terrified because they know these things are coming. A few of them got like blood X marks, so like they're trying to lure him back in there. And sure enough, Skullmask, he charges first. Skullmask actually charges Sam. And Kate, though, saves the day. She blow torches his freaking head, lights that shit right on fire. He's not dead, but it was pretty bad.
It looked phenomenal.
It looked amazing. But of course, as this happened, it knocked all the pills go flying and everything. So that plan's not really gonna work. Everyone basically hides now, and we see Kate, she ends up getting attacked. We also see as she's getting attacked, though, Dina is looking at like the lobster tank. And she's like, oh my God, like we're gonna drown. I'm gonna have to drown Sam to try to
I
kill
would
her
have
now.
shit my pants if they played Rock Lobster.
They should. Oh my God, especially you see the lobster outside,
Just to like
just
break the
walking.
tension.
If they played Rock Lobster in the middle of this, that would have been so incredible. And then we see Ruby is now here. We hear Simon is attacked by Ruby. Luckily, he ends up stabbing her, and he goes away. And then Josh, man, this kid's attacked by the camp killer. They're like, shit, this is escalating fast. This is not going too good. And you see, like, she is drowning Sam. She is drowning Sam. Like, please die fast. And unfortunately, now we see Kate is still fighting Skull Mask. Dude, Kate gets stabbed by Skull Mask, and there is a friggin' bread slicer, and they put her head, like, talk about a gory kill out of nowhere. Like, her head gets put to a friggin' like bread slicer, and it looks pretty gnarly, man. Like,
I'm gonna go ahead
holy,
and float this out there. Out of all the movies we've watched, off the
yeah,
top of my head,
yeah,
I cannot think of a kill using any form of like deli slicer or bread slicer or any kind of
yeah.
slicer.
Like
That was
that, like
wild.
that was a wild kill in this movie. I was like, holy shit. And then, dude, and then like you get like less than a minute later, like as like they're running, you see what you call it, Simon running, and dude, he gets axed. Just you see an axe go right in his head. He got axed in the head by the freaking camp killer. Like now he's freaking dead. Like holy shit! And the whole this is so hectic because the whole entire time you see Dina still like not strangling, drowning Sam. Like holy shit! Like kill, like get killed. And now we see us down to just Josh and Dina. And you see, like, they're about to get screwed up. They're just about to get attacked. It's not looking good for them. Right before they die, thank God they flash forward to say they flash to Sam, and you see her eyes kind of just like just open and like she is dead. Everything goes quiet, like lights stop, like everything is just like quiet. Holy shit! They pull her out of the tank, and dude, they start just stabbing her over and over again with the adrenaline, not working. But luckily, they do CPR. We got chest compressions. They're doing everything until she finally wakes up and pukes everywhere. She is alive. Let's go. This is amazing. And we flash forward right away to the cops. Because now all three, we have those three survivors, and the cops are interviewing and interrogating all three of them separately. Like, give us
Yeah,
something.
this is
We need
this
a
is this is
story.
wild.
And it's so cool too because they're like saying all the crazy shit they saw. Like, we got you guys got to explain this, and they're like, "You're cut there. How do you explain that? Like, how do you explain that, Mark?" And dude, they just kept saying like, "Oh, I fell on glass. Like, I fell on glass." And the cops are basically like, "We're gonna blame your friends, and we're gonna say this is like drugs and everything. Like, unless you give us something." They're like, "Do you want our friends to be blamed for this?" And they're basically like, "No, but like they're dead, and like we're not giving you anything." And then I thought it was really cool because we do see Sam's like mom come in, and we know like Sam wasn't really being like herself in front of, like, she was scared to show like her real stuff. She actually kisses Dina right in front of her mom and says, "See you tonight." So I thought that was a really cool, just build some throw some heart right in there. And then we see later on that night, we see they're all at Dina's house, and it's like, girls' night and everything. They're hanging out together, chilling. The TV's on, and sure enough, you hear like a drug-fueled night of violence. So that was the story, what it went through. It is a drug, it was just a drug-fueled night of violence by the drug addicts and stuff.
Blame
And
everyone else, blame all the shady siders, like rinse and
ser
repeat. Fuck these cops. Do
seriously.
you do your job?
And we see the girls are chilling in bed, hanging out, having fun. And we hear a doorbell ring, and it was actually really cool. We see Josh ordered pizza. So everything is looking good. You think the movie's gonna end any second. Like they're excited to order pizza, and then all of a sudden, the phone rings. And Dina answers the phone, and you hear like, "You're alive?" And she's like, "What? What? Like, who is this?" And she's like, "This is not over. She makes the rules." And they're like, "What? Who makes the rules?" And she's like, "The witch." Like, did you touch her bones? And then as this is happening, like you're seeing like a flash of like a cave, and you see like some witchcraft going on. You see like there's a fire, and you see on the wall there is like a list of all the different kids who've been possessed and everything. And as you're looking down, you see there's a blank one, and then you see literally Sam. You literally see like Samantha or whatever her last name is appears on the friggin' wall. Dude, oh my God, as this is happening, she's like about to hang up. Dina turns around, and Sam is right there. And you see, like, she pulls, like, she literally stabs her because she literally is like, what? And like, she turns around and like, she's freaking stabbed. And then, oh my God, I'm so upset. And you see Josh, man, he's back and he's got like his tent over himself. Dude's chatting. He is blasting music. He's blasting Soundgarden. So, he's listening to The Day I Tried to Live. And as this is happening, the girls, dude, there's a full-out war. They are battling all like absolutely crazy. Josh is just trying to stick up for his friends, saying, "I know these people, they were nice. It wasn't the drug-fueled stuff and everything." I'm like, "Holy shit, Josh, could you please pay attention?"
He's
Like,
got priorities, you know.
seriously. And we see the girls battling, and we see it's like she's trying to tie up Sam with the phone and everything. Finally, Dina goes downstairs, like taps, like scares the shit out of Josh. It brings Josh upstairs, and we see Sam. Sam is growling like a psychopath. She is full possessed, and this is not good. And then we get a scene cut. It looks like the end of the movie, but it cuts to Josh and Dina now with the survivor, and all of a sudden it says like 1978. And then basically she says like, "This is the first day of camp. A week later, my sister's dead. And then we get basically like a trailer plays out real fast, like a real like a 20-second like trailer basically of the next movie. And you basically just see chaos at a camp. So you know you're in for a wild ride. Just camp people getting killed, stabbed, running around. And then we just see the end. Cue the white zombie. Wow, that was a lot.
Wow.
Oh, you talk first because I need a
All right,
break.
dude. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's all I can say right now is just wow. Growing up with horror related books, there were three types of kids, Justin. You
Okay,
had
what do you
your
got?
advanced kids who could crush a Stephen King book and bask in this like wide universe that hits so close to home with tons of New England based horror. I was not one of those kids. You also had your quick hit wow pow kids that would burn through scary stories to tell in the dark. These campfire horror tales really packed a punch with those little monsters. Again, I was not one of those kids.
Mhm.
Then there was these paperback stories that you could find everywhere. Slappy was a fan favorite, but my personal favorite, little green goo covered paperback, was The Haunted Mask. Poor Carly Beth only wanted to be scary on Halloween, and what she got was way more than she bargained for. The
Oh yeah.
workings of RL Stine and his fine line writing of pure horror and spooky kids vibes has been perfect throughout the 90s until now. They defined what my childhood basically was. And everything that has translated to the silver screen has been done beautifully. I haven't seen a bad RL Stine movie yet. And even like the mini series that have been coming out that you see on Hulu, like the one with Justin Long was really good.
Yep.
I haven't seen the newest one yet, but I did enjoy Fear Street 1994 to the fullest extent because it captures 1994 so completely that it just warmed my heart to the core. I haven't watched a movie that has brought me back to my childhood quite like this one. I'm giving this an 8.9, and I am currently counting down the days till we see who's crowned prom queen.
Let's go. Hell yeah. Damn. All right. Yeah, man. I think this movie was super solid, super solid. Like, never mind, there's some like crazy kills in it. They have suspense in it. I mean, the 90s vibes are immaculate. Like the soundtrack, holy shit. You get slasher vibes, but at the same time, there's like a witch story too, and like witch curses. Like, give me all of that. And the characters were actually like really likable. Like so many of them, like the great
Dude,
friggin'
I even liked Peter.
like that's what I mean. There was so
He
many
was a
like
dickhead jock boyfriend that lasted three scenes. And I was like, I didn't like him in the movie, but I liked his cat, like the kid who played him. I liked the way he played the character.
yeah. No, this I give this a solid 8. And I love this one. This movie is definitely I deserve of an 8. Love it. Very excited to even cover the second one. I'm excited for Fear Street 4th. When's the fourth one come out?
The 23rd, I believe.
Of this month?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow, that's really exciting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You got any fun facts? You want me to talk first about it? What do you got?
I've got a couple of fun facts. In the opening scene, the bookstore shelves are filled with Fear Street books from the author listed as Robert Lawrence. The letters RL and RL Stine's name stand for Robert Lawrence.
Let's go.
I've also got the Fear Street book the woman buys at the store from Heather is the wrong number. It was originally published on March 1st, 1990 by Simon Pulse. It is the fifth book in the original Fear Street series. The main character in this book is named Dina. Justin, you
Let's
got anything?
go. I actually had that, and then basically, so we got a tagline of
Oh, you love taglines.
3 weeks, 1 killer story, which is kind of like a perfect tagline just because for all three of them, obviously, because
I
we
was
literally
so
have.
excited when he dropped these because I was like, oh, he's giving us a movie. And then it was like, no, you're getting three movies in
Three.
3 weeks.
Yeah, no, that was badass. So that's what I mean. Like the tagline obviously doesn't sound the best, but when you actually, it goes perfect for what this was because literally 3 weeks you had one killer story all connected, super badass. We already covered that. It's obviously R.L. Stine books. I got that in this movie there was homages to everything from Scream, The Shining, Friday the 13th, Intruder, just to name a few. There was Jaws was in there. There was like this movie had never mind it had all that stuff working for it too. And that I don't know if I might not say a name right, but Lee. Lee Janiak directed this, and she actually directed all three of these movies, which I also think is wicked good. It's so it's so good when you get the same director because
Have you seen all three?
yes,
The
and
consistency between
th
movies is unreal.
that's what I mean. Like it's so good because sometimes, obviously, if you have a lot of sequels, they'll have a different director or something, and it's just a different style. That
Halloween,
Yeah,
Friday,
I was
we're
gonna say,
looking at you.
like, oh, we're looking at so much of the shit. So, like, the tone shifts so much. How the three of these movies, like, shifted years and everything, but still had, like, that same tone and stuff was amazing. So, I think it's, like, shout out to her. What a badass director, man, to do all three of those and all three good. Love it. And that's all I got.
And we see this so much in horror movies where like we've started to do deep dives, Justin,
Yeah.
where I know we've brought this up before, but was it Hellfest?
Hmm.
We loved it and then we hated it and then we hated it a little bit more and then we didn't know like it couldn't make up its mind. We didn't know
Yeah.
what it wanted to be. It didn't know what
Yep.
it wanted to do. And then when we dove deeper into it, it was like, oh, we had a director for the first part and then something came up and then they brought in a director for the
Yeah, they
second
like
part
switched it
and
all
something
up.
came up and then they had to bring in a guy for the third part and he wasn't a fan of the first two parts so he did his own thing in the third part and it
Yep.
was like oh that's why this movie feels like it's all over the map.
Hmm.
And this one dude, we've got three movies with the same director.
So
I mean,
good.
how often does that actually happen?
Yeah, and I won't even talk. I know we're gonna cover the other two, so I won't even talk about how I feel about the other two right now because I would
All right.
we'll just never shut up. So
Oh, hack stab slash, this one is probably going to come out right before Prom Queen drops or right after Queen drops. But stay tuned because we are going to cover all of the Fear Streets, and I am super excited to do this.
let's go.
Till then, we are.
Peace.